Hey there, Dave Gardner here with MemoryPlace, and in this video we're going to share with you how to create a follow-up email series so you can engage and stay in touch with your list of people. And these are people who contributed photos to something that you were at, whether it was an event, a wedding, a memory of you, memory of someone else. And so they are highly motivated and highly engaged in that content. And so there's a couple different ways you can take it. You can either take it and just keep telling them and sharing them, and every time new photos come in, you can communicate with them, or just relive memories and start to engage and touch base with those people. Or if you want to take it from a business perspective, you can show them and again express to them how powerful the software is in this program, and that they can actually earn commissions by building a list and recommending MemoryPlace to other people as well. Because take it or leave it, you could do it on your own, but why not have other people run their own events? You think about it, there's going to be people that are going to be removed from you. Obviously, maybe you have a cousin that's getting married and you do it as a favor to them and you run their event. But maybe there's people at your cousin's wedding that you don't know, and maybe they like the software and then they live in another state. They come up for the wedding and they say, hey, I like to do this. I want to set up my own, events for my, my business, or, I have a family reunion coming up. I have a kid graduating. And so it is powerful because it's very easy to use. And all you have to do is go through, click the button below right now. If you don't even want to listen to me, you can actually try MemoryPlace for free and get in here and test it out, create your own events, get your own picture started, test your own emails. There's videos that are training you on all the tools throughout. All you got to do is click these orange buttons and it teaches you how to do all of the content. But because these videos are all going to be on YouTube, that are showing you, so all you got to do is go and look, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and you can therefore get all the content that you need, and you can look at all the different MemoryPlace videos that I have. And so what I want to show you again in this video is how to do an email follow-up that's specific to that campaign. So for example, when someone enters their name and their email after adding pictures, they end up going on two campaigns inside MemoryPlace. One campaign is a specific MemoryPlace lead that is going to help automate when you click this little button down here, the make private button or make public button. As soon as you make public, what it's going to do is it's going to automatically send the person that's attached to that campaign, it's going to send them a video, or excuse me, an email that's saying, here's the link, here's the event's live, you can get all the pictures. It's also just going to keep them notified of what's going on with MemoryPlace as MemoryPlace continues to go through and to continue to be developed. And so the other campaign is a campaign that you personally control, and you are the only one that you can communicate with those people that are on that list. The company doesn't communicate with them. And so they may opt out of one, but they may stay in the other. And so what you want to look for when you first log in, obviously you're in the dashboard, where it says email your guests. What you're going to look for, obviously we can look at the different campaigns. And so in this case, I'm going to look at the campaigns list that exists, and there's multiple campaigns. This is just a demo account, but there's multiple campaigns here. And what I'm looking for is the one I just created, and it's the one that I've been showing throughout this whole video series. And the campaign I created was called Best Pictures. So when someone opts in, I'm going to get a message to my email that says a new Best Pictures subscriber just opted in. And so obviously I want to be able to have the ability to follow up with those people just so they know that I am engaged with them, that I'm thankful for their pictures, and that I'm here for them if they have any other questions. And so I want to show you how to do that. So what you need to do is click the message. And again, there's all different training videos. Any single button you click, for example, if we click this button, notice there is a video here that shows you all about all of these tools. And it's actually yours truly. I've been working with this company for many years as their master trainer with a lot of their software and their tools. I've been using the tools themselves, or myself, I should say, since 2009 to run my own businesses online. But again, we want to simplify it for you here. Just keep it as easy as possible. And so we want to make sure, for those of you that are going to be in the business aspect of it, MemoryPlace is one of the most duplicatable things, because it's a heck of a lot easier to ask someone to share a picture with you than it is to go up and start talking about a business or a marketing tool or some salesy thing and sound like a goof or some just pressuring person at an event where people want to relax and have a good time. But people would willingly send you pictures to have a good time. I have it even up in my schoolroom, and I have students sending me pictures about things that they do in class, little demos they do, little things that happen. Maybe they get final products in a lab. And so I have people that are engaged in this, and I want to be able to follow up with them. So again, you're going to click and hover over message, and you're going to click follow up. And what's going to happen is you need to make sure you're in the correct campaign. Now, obviously, if you don't have any campaigns, you won't see anything. If you have your first campaign, you're only going to see one, but there's multiple campaigns that are in here. What we want is the one that I just worked on, was called Best Pictures. So you want to make sure you're in the correct campaign first. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click, because we haven't had any follow-ups created. Notice there's none here. We're going to click add follow-up. And what I want to do is I want this follow-up to go out instantly. So I need to make sure that I change this first one to 0. And if I make a consecutive days launch or days email series, then I would put a 1 for each one, because then it would go 1 day later, and then 1 day after that, and 1 day after that, and 1 day after that. If you want to space your emails out, for example, put the first one at 0 so it goes out right away. As soon as those people enter their pictures, they're going to get an email sent to them. Their next email, let's say you want to give them a 2 days, so then you would put a 2, it would go 2 days later. If you want to do every 2 days, then you would do every one with a 2. If you want to mix it up, you could do a 2, and then 1 day later, and then 1 day later, then 1 day later, then another 2 days later, give them a break. Okay, so it's really up to you how you set it. What I would do, I want to make sure that it's something that's related. So this campaign, even though it's called Best Pictures, this is the one that they submitted it to. I want to relate to something that's for that. So save your best pictures with Dave from the event. So for example, I want to tie it in there and be like, thanks for sharing pictures with Dave from the event. Okay. So just something simple. I want to make sure that they're recognizing what it is and that it ties to what I'm really having the event relate to. So obviously if it's a wedding, or if it's, if it's a memoriam for someone, then I want to tie that into that. Thanks for sharing pictures about Uncle Bob, whatever, something similar. Or thanks for sharing pictures from your recent visit at our restaurant. Something that ties in consistency with what the event just was. Now, what we can do, we can insert, we can go down to subscriber, and then we can go up to first name, and it will automatically populate what their first name is. So I'm going to insert that. I'm going to just change the size, make it a little bigger to read. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff. And again, if you go through all the training videos, when you click these orange buttons, there's videos that talk about all these different tools, but it's kind of like using Microsoft Word. You have different things to indent and, left, right, center, bold, italics, underline, bullets, so on and so forth. You can do links, hyperlinks. You can look at the code, colors, so on and so forth. But anyway, as I digress here, keep perspective. The first message just going to be super short. Just wanted to thank you for taking the time to help me out with some awesome pictures. The event will be live soon, so please remember, check your email for the link. I can spell here once it goes public. And in my other videos, I share with you how to actually make those public. And so this one doesn't have to be long. If you want to go in depth with it, you want to tell some story, that's great. But really, you're just starting to engage. So you could say something like this. Please hit the reply button. And just remind me of some of the pictures you sent. As a bunch of people have been uploading them lately. Now, that gets people to engage. And obviously, the more they engage and the more they send back to you, that's better to, kind of massage the email gods, as we could call it, like Gmail, Hotmail, AOL, they often block a lot of emails from all different companies. And so if you start engaging with people that are emailing, then they're going to recognize that as good and legit, and they're going to be able to accept it and then continue to let those emails through. So, something simple. Thanks again, Dave, or Dave Gardner. All right, keep it consistent. If you want to add a picture in here, you can. If you want to add a link, you can, so on and so forth. There's lots of different options. Now, all you have to do, you just want to make sure that everything's good. If you have anything else you want to enter, you could add your social media on here if you want people to say hi. A cool feature and recommended thing that I would do, I'm going to open this up again so I don't close this out. But what I would do again for the same campaign is send them a link to that same campaign. So copy the upload link where they can upload pictures. And so if, for example, if I copy this upload link again, this is save your best pictures for the event from Dave. This is what they saw. This is when it's live. But if I take that link and I share it with them, we're going to get the same place where they can load the pictures up. So save your best pictures with Dave from the event. So I can just go back here in my message and say something like, P.S. if you have any other pictures from the event you want to share or think others will like, you can do that again here. And then you're going to share the link that was actually going directly to what they saw before. Okay, so that's a super cool feature. And then if you want to have tracking on it, you can just highlight, you can Control C to copy it, and then you can insert a hyperlink, and I can just do the same thing. I can paste that same link. Or if I want this to say something else, if I want it to say, share my memory pictures here, I can change the text just by doing that. And so we have our first email complete. I have to click add. If you don't click add, nothing's going to happen. So notice it says successfully updated. It says thanks for sharing the pictures with Dave from the event. Sending after, again, 0, because that should send after the first day. Sorry, that popped up because you can drag and change the order. So I kind of caught that. Sorry about that. So sending after 0 days, obviously it hasn't been sent, so there's no details, but you should be able to see eventually how many were sent, how many were opened, how many clicks you got, if they were bounced. That means the email rejected it. Maybe the email account was full, or, something else happened. Now, what we want to do is have a couple. So you would just click it again. You would say add follow-up. And now I want everyone after to be a 1 or a 2, something similar. I want to be able to hit my person with an email multiple days in a row so they engage and they know that the thing is coming, then they know it's going to be live. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do, subscriber first name. We'll raise the text a little bit. You could say something like this. We come up to the subject. You have to have a subject. We could say the pictures are almost ready, or the pictures of the event are almost ready. Now, obviously, don't say something like this if you're going to wait a month to even look at the pictures. Now, if it's a wedding and you had all these pictures that were uploaded, then obviously you're going to want to go in that weekend after the wedding and that week during the wedding and start looking at all the pictures that people started to take. Now, think about how fast that is compared to, times before where people would leave an actual real disposable camera on the table. People would take pictures. You'd have to wait. You'd have to maybe use up the rest of the film on random pictures. Then you'd have to bring it out of your way to go to a place to develop it. Then you'd have to wait, obviously, a couple days to get it developed, maybe, unless it's a 1-hour photo. You'd have to spend a lot of money to go through and develop the whole roll of film. You couldn't eliminate good ones and bad ones. You're paying for everything. And now you have the ability to just go through and edit and delete all the pictures. So there's another video on deleting pictures. Make sure you check all the other videos out on my YouTube channel, because I show you exactly how to delete videos and delete pictures from your album. So not only are they not wasting space on your stuff, but maybe they're not ones that you want people to see and you don't want to download them and deal with them. So make sure, again, things are consistent. So again, subscriber first name. Just wanted to shout out again and say how I don't know, let's see, how overwhelmed I am, I guess. Let's see, overwhelmed I am again by the awesome support of you and those at the event. I have been looking at the pictures, and they are awesome. And maybe this is true, maybe it's not. Need to delete a couple that got mixed in that were not relevant, parentheses, or appropriate. Maybe something happened, you know, who knows. When people enter and upload their videos and their pictures, maybe they clicked a button and didn't realize there was an extra picture in there. So, you know, maybe we want to get rid of that and delete it. So let's see, in public viewing, you know, maybe there's something in there that you thought was inappropriate or indecent for the event. You know, maybe it showed someone in a different light that, you know, you didn't want to see. Like maybe someone was totally drunk at an event and you didn't want people to have to relive that or to see it. You know, so again, just think about that you could go through and do this. So, you know, I've been looking at the pictures and they're awesome. Need to delete a couple, blah, blah, blah. As I said yesterday, if you have any more, you can add them here. And then there's that link again. And so if I want to highlight the link, and like I said, I can highlight, I'm going to copy this, but if I want to change it, I'm going to add the actual link at the top. But if I want to change it to just say, you know, Dave's event pictures, I can actually change that and it will be linked now to the text. So it changes it to the Dave's event pictures, and then I can just say, you know, thanks again, Dave Gardner. And obviously you can put whatever you want here. Okay, this is up to you. Once we're done with the next message, we're going to click add. And now notice I have two messages. So this is what I was saying before. I can take and click and drag this message and make that my first message. Okay, so the pictures of the event are almost ready. Now what happens, you have to be careful, because what will happen is if you do it like this, and if your numbers look like 1, 0, that means that as soon as they enter their pictures and they click and they add their name and their email, they're not going to get anything for day one. But about 24 hours later, they're going to get not only one message, but then they're going to get another message, and then messages are going to say almost the same thing. So it doesn't make sense. So make sure you are having them in the correct order. Should be 0 for your first one, always recommended. And then you could set the rest for any other number of days. Now, there's no set rule in how many emails you want to have. It all depends on how engaged you want to be with those people. Maybe you are giving a bonus offer. Maybe you're giving an award. Maybe you're giving, you know, you want to connect with someone afterwards. And you could put the link to anything in here. So for example, as a teacher, I can put a bonus or some bonus hint or bonus strategy in one of the emails. And if they submit the picture, not only do I get the picture to upload, where I might be able to use the picture for future courses, future training, but then as long as they follow up with the email, then maybe they get the benefit, because there's going to be some extra training or extra videos that they can learn from, or maybe there's the answer to a bonus question on there that they can use down the road. So there's an endless variety of things that you can put in your follow-up emails. But that's really what you want to do. You want to have a follow-up series for your event. And obviously, once the event goes live, you're going to have a different link. So for example, the link to go live is over here. Now the link to share was over here. And like we saw in the other videos, the link to go live, or the place is live, would be right here. So for example, I can click to copy that address, and I could enter that address in instead, and I could say a live broadcast is put out. So once you have finally turned on and made this private, from private to public, doesn't mean you need to stop communicating with your list. You want to keep communicating with them as long as they stay a member, and as long as they keep opening your list and opening your emails, keep them on your list. And so at the same time, you can also talk about the products themselves, assuming you're a reseller. If you're a reseller, in those same messages, you can start talking about just how easy it is to use those events and how they could do it themselves and how they can actually try it for free. So speaking of that, if you haven't done it already, just go down below this video, look in the description. You'll actually see a link where you can actually check out the actual page with more details and actually create your own free MemoryPlace account. And you can come in and you can create your own event and you can start sampling it, see how quick and easy it is to use. So again, that's how you create a follow-up email. And what you would do, you need to do the same thing inside your reseller tools, because there's a secondary campaign. And so inside that campaign, there's a campaign called MemoryPlace Leads. You're going to do the same process. You're going to make sure you click on the right campaign, or that at least it's in the drop-down. So we're going to go to Message, and notice again, over in the drop-down, it's the only one if you are in MemoryPlace. Now, if you're doing all of this, and if you are a Now Lifestyle or a VidUber testimonial generator member, when you go to your member area, if I get to the right place, is going to look a little different. Maybe it's red. And so the concept in the background's the same. And so inside your digital products and inside the landing page builder, that's where you're going to see your campaigns that you can create and add. So for example, oops, I clicked the wrong one. Email autoresponder, that's what I meant, the email autoresponder. That's where the same thing was. As far as this one, where it says email your guests, you find that in your Now Lifestyle, VidUber, testimonial generator, you find that under digital products, and then email autoresponder. It's the same process. You go to follow up, and when we click follow up, you may have a lot more campaigns if you've created other campaigns. So for example, I have other campaigns here, campaigns that I've made. These ones that are listed as MPs are MemoryPlace. I have different MemoryPlace campaigns. And so, for example, if we click on, I do one for my daughter's volleyball team. And so MP West Jenny Volleyball is what that one's listed. Notice I have 2 emails. That's all I have right now. Just keeping it simple. Thanks for sharing your West Jenny girls volleyball pictures. And then the pictures are sliding into the event. Okay, now I can follow up with them day after day. So those are ones that you personally follow up with that the company does not follow up with at all. The ones that you also want to modify, those are under the reseller tools lead capture system, or if you have that alternate member area under reseller center and then lead capture system, you're going to do the same process. And in that lead capture system, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go to message follow up, and then you're going to choose the correct campaign. For those of you with the Now Lifestyle, VidUber, testimonial generator, you will definitely have a lot more of these, a lot more campaigns. It's listed as alphabetical, so you got to go down to M, MemoryPlace Leads. And once you are there, you can create your own follow-up series in the same manner in which we did. So in this case, I actually created 4 emails. Now, these are people, and in these emails, I gear more towards checking out the software, looking at the tool, using it possibly, and creating their own event. The one that I did on the other aspect under digital products, or under email your guests, I kept that more towards the event, but you can also hint towards the other things as well. So notice I have 4 emails. Your MemoryPlace login, welcome from Dave Gardner. Did you make your first event? Boom, 10 ways to use MemoryPlace now. And then people are making MemoryPlace event left and right. How about you? So just to get people engaged in that. And so when you're looking at yours, when you first come into your account, if you only have MemoryPlace, then MemoryPlace, that's going to be the only account there. You're going to do the same process. We're going to create and click add follow-up, and I'm going to go through the same thing. I'm going to click and make this 0. I'm going to go through and write a message, and then it's optional. This is HTML, so you can have code and you can have hyperlinks and things like that. But if you also just want to copy it and make it text only, because some email providers prefer just text only, then you can copy that in there and you click add. And so long story short, you end up getting the same thing as what I have here. You end up getting the first message and then the second, as long as you keep adding them in. But the process is the same. If you forget how to do this, again, if you click message and then add follow-up, as I mentioned before, all these orange buttons have videos that I personally created that you can go through and you can actually watch what is going on. So for example, if we watch the first couple seconds of this, let me press play, excuse me. Hey there, this is Dave Gardner, and I'm super excited to begin. And so here I am, again, I'm the one who's created all the training videos inside the actual member area. Notice right here, it says follow-up messages, which is what we're doing, adding a follow-up. So there is a ton of videos inside the member area once you get there. If you forget, once you've left YouTube, or if you don't want to go back and forth, the videos are right there and they explain what to do in that part of the member area. So like I said, it's crucial to set up email campaigns because you want to engage with your followers. You want to engage with the people that engaged with you and actually contributed to your events and your albums. You want to thank them and you want to let them know that pictures are available or when they're coming available. You want to let them know they can add more pictures, and you like to do that. You want to know and let them know that they can possibly create their own events and even make maybe commission on the side. So really, really powerful with email. Email is immense when it comes to, one of the key things to building a business. In order to keep that engagement flowing, you can keep it simple. You don't have to get too crazy. And so some of your messages can be really short. They don't need to be too overdrawn. But obviously, the more your personality you put in there, the better it's going to be. So take some massive action. Make your emails up there. Get those things lined up first before you start sharing your campaigns, because if you start sharing the campaign and 50 people come in, but you don't even have a follow-up that's ready, those people will be lost in terms of ever getting that first message. Okay, you could possibly have them sign up later and they might get a message after, but they're totally thrown off. The system gets thrown off because they didn't come in and that instant zero didn't hit. So if, like I said, if there's no messages and they sign up, then their 0 day already passed. So you could send them live broadcast, but there is a way you could add them back into that series. But a week later, it doesn't make sense to start them over on day 0. So hopefully you found this beneficial. Make sure you subscribe if you want to know more about new products that have come out from this main company, or how MemoryPlace is progressing and how we're using it, and just other training and tools that I have that come along with this. Click the link below. Get yourself started with a free account of MemoryPlace. If you want to upgrade, obviously, you can even become a reseller and you can become part of my team. I got some nice bonuses. So if you actually look down through my videos on YouTube, you'll actually see that there is some bonus offers for becoming a member of MemoryPlace with me. So we will see you on the inside of MemoryPlace, and we look forward to looking at your events and hearing about your email communication with your leads.